right, Doom Nation, welcome back. We are here today with another Doomed review. We are skipping out on the beer this time, and what are we reviewing?
WandaVision, the complete season, and we'll definitely talk a little bit about the last episodes, which we just watched.
Yes.
We wanted to watch it together so we could kind of get a better vibe
Yep.
and bounce off each other.
Full out spoiler alerts, people. They're coming. Spoiler alerts.
We're not holding anything back. We're talking about everything WandaVision related, anything Marvel related. So
so if you're not caught up and you haven't seen it, you got 5 seconds to turn this off.
watch it and come back and watch our review after.
Yep. So where do we want to begin?
Let's begin. Let me begin with I really liked the season.
Okay.
I rewatched this past week the first 2 episodes, which were like the black and white, old time.
The ones I hated.
And I know you hated them. One thing I noticed is going back to watch them, you catch more little tiny things that I didn't catch the first time, like the plane, that little like tiny colored plane that flew in.
It was from Sword.
And
that
it
I
had
saw.
the Sword
that.
logo on it. I didn't catch that the first time. There was a commercial about watches, and on the watch it said Hydra something, like something about
Oh yeah,
Hydra.
it was a Hydra watch.
Hydra watch, yeah. I thought those were actually really good episodes, and they were critical to the entire like plot development along the way.
Yeah, I hated them. I outright, those first 2 episodes, I completely hated them. There was I knew like it was going to be a mysterious like series, but that wasn't like mysterious enough for me. That was kind of just like bullshit, you know.
I don't think so. I thought, yeah, I get your point.
But
you see,
but they were necessary. Like you were just saying, like without those, like the season wouldn't have gotten as good as it got.
Yeah, the thing with those,
they ended it just in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing with those old-timey beginning episodes is when you watch, where you probably didn't like them because that's all you got, and then you had to wait a whole nother week for another episode. So when you didn't get like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you were disappointed. But when now that the whole series is over, you could go back and watch the whole body of work in one shot. It's better because they play into one another right away, one after another.
And also, so you know, my opinion has changed over time. Obviously, I really like the show. You know, I started out not liking it. But my point is, too, we were talking about this before we started recording. It sticks pretty true to a Avengers movie. Like, I felt like this was like Avengers level, like a movie quality fight, a movie quality story.
The
like,
last episode?
Yeah.
Production quality.
Yeah, like
was
production quality,
yeah.
was like they didn't skimp because it was a TV show. And that's why I think I didn't like it to start with, because I was expecting a TV show where every episode could be wowing. You know what I mean? Whereas a movie, it builds.
It has
up
a
and
beginning,
peaks and
a
stuff.
peak, you know, like a lull, then another peak,
Yeah.
and the end, the climax.
So,
yeah.
But now watching it full way through, it was a whole movie broken up, basically. You know?
It was, yeah. It was, and yeah, it was really when you think about it.
If you
the last episode was kind of the climax.
Yeah,
the last episode
was, like
was totally different from than the other episodes.
Yeah, that was like a real Avengers movie to me. Yeah,
the last episode was way more like what we're used to: battles, laser beams, magic, flying around, fucking a whole bunch of Buicks flying into houses. I'll be honest, I didn't like it that much. The last episode, like
I said, I was torn. I'm torn because this was good content. This was quality. But like the Easter eggs and like
I don't care about Easter eggs. Really.
That's something I love. But like Easter eggs or cameos there was high hopes for this, and like those last 2, end credit scenes. One was interesting. We don't really know. We got to figure out more about that one. And the other one was okay. She's reading a book.
Yeah,
like. That they could have had Doctor Strange in there. They could have had Winter Soldier or Falcon in there. You know what I mean? Like
you want more.
Yeah,
you want more.
I thought when Rambo went into the theater, I thought Winter Soldier and Falcon were going to be there, like conducting interviews or like like trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
I thought that they maybe would have made a little cameo appearance just to like hype their own show up. But I guess at the same time, the writers don't want to like step on this show. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, because Wanda and Vision never really got an opportunity to boost theirs.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? I like the show overall, but I didn't really like the last episode, and I liked like the the laser beams and the action and whatnot. But I think I didn't like the last episode because I came to enjoy the acting, like the drama, the emotional aspect of all the other episodes and how like deep it was. And I have to give Olsen and Paul Bettany tremendous credit on their acting skills throughout this entire season. They not only, acted as the Avengers and the MCU versions of themselves, but they acted like they were in a 1920s film. They acted like they were in a 50s,
60s,
70s,
90s, everything.
80s, 90s. They did more than just their normal brand of MCU acting. They did old-timey shit, action set pieces. The fucking the makeup on Vision was tremendous throughout the entire thing, and like it was funny too. They threw in a lot of funny moments.
Marvel's always pretty good with that.
So the acting job by everybody all around was really good.
She's the best Olsen out there. Yeah. I was making fun of them before because they're such like, bratty bitches. Like
I was laughing in the last episode when Wanda's power seemingly gets sucked out of her.
Yep.
And she looks like a zombie. Chris goes, "Oh, she looks like her sisters now."
Yep. But like, your sisters in Avengers now. You know what I really liked about this last episode was she got a costume. She got like an official
finally
costume.
She got her real
and that was
Scarlet Witch
really
costume.
good. That was a really good looking
cool.
costume. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. She looks like badass in it. One other thing I wanted to talk about with this whole season and series is I want to bring it back to one of our older Doom reviews, Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. And when we were doing the Doom review about Wonder Woman, we kind of shit on the movie because the movie was obviously very woke.
Yeah.
And was kept trying to like horseshoe in woke themes of whatnot. And our criticism of Wonder Woman was that's fine, but the story has to be good.
Yeah.
First of all, that's DC, totally different studio, totally different everything. This is Marvel, this is Disney. Disney's always super woke, right? But I felt like this wasn't woke at all.
Yeah.
This whole series, and what not only was it not like horseshoeing in some sort of woke agenda narrative, it was a story about strong women stepping up to the plate and doing what they have to do. Wanda went through a lot of shit, but you had Maria Rambeau, strong woman, comes out, does her thing. You had Agatha, another like strong woman.
And on her acting, she played the nosy neighbor. She knew something.
Oh, it was amazing.
She played a slew of like characters as well. And you're going in the right direction with this because it's finally an all-women's movie.
They nailed it. They hit it out of the fucking park. Yeah.
This is what we've always been saying. Like, make the woman, make them powerful, give them, like the opportunity, like put the good story around them. Don't focus it around them. Focus it around the story.
I want it to feel natural. I don't want it. I don't want it to feel like you're in my reality where I have to like virtue signal within the movie. I just want it. I want it to feel genuine. And this whole season felt genuinely like here's strong women that are doing their thing. In even
Darcy.
Yes.
Yeah, she was like the strongest one on the outside.
Yes. Yeah. The hacker,
the computer technician,
that figured everything out. Yeah. The last episode though was a bit of a disappointment for me, and then the two end credit scenes were a disappointment for me.
Yeah.
Also, another disappointment for me was they kind of like teased us about the X-Men. Bringing Evan Peters' character as Quicksilver in, and then it turns out he's the Boner guy. Of Ronald Boner or whatever, and he's not really Quicksilver. So, is there more? Is there going to be more of the X-Men? I was hoping that this would lead into the X-Men or give you some sort of. I was hoping one of the end credit scenes would have.
That's why
Charles Xavier there, like Wanda, I'm going to help you or something.
That's why when I said when it was the last end credit scene and it was like the mountains and the cabin in the woods and stuff. To me, that looked like somewhere like Wolverine would live.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking the same thing.
Then that's why I said X-23 because after Old Man Logan, he obviously died. Another spoiler. The little girl X-23 was still alive. So I was thinking maybe like this is the X-Men world and like we're taking place from like X-23 as like an adult. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was thinking it's the same thing too when I saw that cabin at the end. I was like, maybe this will have something to do with X-Men, but it didn't. No. And I didn't like that because it was just like. It was weird because she's, in this cabin on her own, like drinking tea, and that's like a projection that her Scarlet Witch self is projecting while her Scarlet Witch self is reading that book.
The Book of the Damned.
The Book of the Damned. Like, that's such like an ambiguous ending, and I'm getting tired of endings of shows ending on like an ambiguous thing, like it's whatever you have, you think it is. Or
she's getting ready, or for I don't know.
Like I would rather
they could have put so many other people. They could have done so many different directions. one thing everybody's already forgotten about, where the White Vision go.
Yeah.
White Vision now has the memories of the original Vision.
Right.
So remember, they were talking about that boat. He is the
Yes.
new put together
Yes.
version of it.
Let's talk about that real quick. I thought that was amazing, right?
But the fight between the two of them was great.
Yeah, but forget about the fight.
No, the whole, yeah.
I enjoyed more the intellectual debate.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you than I did the laser.
No,
beam
I'm talking
fighting.
about it as a whole. It was great.
When they were, have you ever heard of that before?
No.
The ship of Theseus, I believe
No.
it was called, or whatever. I've heard of it before, and they were saying how there's like this ancient ship in
Yep.
Egypt or wherever, and you know, it was found and it was like rotting away. So over the years they restored it.
Well, no, it was in a museum.
Right,
They had the
something like that.
original in a museum, and over the years it started rotting away. So they would take a piece of the rotting wood and replace it.
Right.
And eventually there's no more original pieces of
Right.
wood.
So is it still the ship of
Right.
Theseus or whatever?
And-
he's right. I've
And then
heard that
the other
before.
side is if they take all the rotting wood and they clean the wood of the rot and reassemble the boat, is that the original ship of Theseus? And they were saying that it's both of them.
Well, they were saying neither are the original,
And neither are-
both are
yeah.
the original. So they were saying
Yeah.
how I'm the original Vision and I'm not the original Vision, and so are you the original and not the original. It's like a you know, it's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
But I
he's still
appreciated
alive
that.
now, like, and he has the memories. Like, Wanda and Vision could be together.
Yeah,
like,
again.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm assuming there is going to be a season 2, and that will dive
Maybe,
more
yeah.
into, you know, what's going on with Wanda and why he flew off and
Well,
and whatnot.
that actually kind of makes me appreciate the ending a tiny bit more, because, like, I was talking to our friend Eric last week when we watched last week's episode, and he was like, "You think there's going to be a season 2?" And I was like, "That's a good question." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, there's
like,
going to be 100%.
you know, I think there will be, but like a few episodes ago,
didn't
like,
think there would be?
no, because I know in the Marvel universe this is building up to Doctor Strange's next movie. So was this just going to be a build up to that movie, and then we weren't going to get a season 2, or like how is like a season 2 going to fit into all of this, or maybe season 2 is what leads up to the movie? You know what I mean?
Maybe. I think what they're maybe planning on doing is like there's characters that get movies, and then there's characters
Yeah,
that
they get the
TV
shows. Yeah,
and the characters and either could cross over into the other's project, but I don't think you're going to get like a Scarlet Witch movie now. It's just going to be WandaVision, and that will be her home,
Yep.
her home, you know, show
Yeah.
thing. And Doctor Strange will have his movies. Doctor Strange is not going to all of a sudden have a show,
Yeah.
but Doctor Strange could show up in a show, and
Yeah,
Wanda
vice
could show
versa.
up in a movie.
yeah. I think that's definitely
Yeah.
going to happen. I think once the movies start coming out, we'll see more things that relate to the shows as well. Because
Yeah.
you got to think they're going to make you pay for the movie, and they want you to pay for this.
It's, at this point, if you don't realize that the
Yeah.
MCU is a shared universe and you didn't watch everything, then that's
Yeah.
your fucking fault, you know?
That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's not watching all these things
Yeah.
at this point? You know, maybe people who hate Disney because they're super woke, you know, enjoy.
Yeah.
Don't like, you know, don't have fun and like comic book stuff, fine. Whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
this is the future of it right now.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job with it. I really,
yeah. Marvel's killing it.
yeah. Oh man, I really wish they could do the same with Justice League.
With DC and Justice League, yeah. It's
They're not. They have to start from square one. But I ain't even gonna get into that mess.
Yeah. So what did you think? What's your overall rating of, you want to give a rating of the season, or we want to give a rating of the last episode?
The rating of the I'll give the last episode for right now. The rating of the last episode, because I'm torn, but I want to give it like a 7. 7.5 if we're gonna do a half. I can't give it a full 8 because they could have really came in strong with the end scenes. It was cool. Wanda got her costume. Vision had this great scene with the other Vision. The kids came in, and we had the classic Avengers team up.
That was cool.
What
Yeah.
they should have did though is, how the kids could pick their own age.
Yes.
They should have fucking aged to
Leveled
be
them
like
up.
20, and then like they would have been like young superheroes, and like could have taken them on. That would have been really cool. So like there's still things that like disappointed me a little bit. So that's why I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah.
And for the season as a whole, I'm gonna give it an 8. I couldn't give it like a big like it's 9 or 10 because I still didn't really enjoy those first 2 episodes,
Fair
and
enough.
now like you know, it started low, it got super good, and then kind of like dipped off a little bit at the
Fair
end.
enough. I'm gonna give the last episode a 5. I was genuinely disappointed in the last episode, and I'm gonna give the full season a 9. And I was so disappointed in the last. The reason why I'm gonna give the full season a 9 is because
The season
everything
as a whole,
else,
yeah.
the season as a whole was amazing in my opinion. It was everything I wanted it to be. I liked the first 2 episodes
Yeah.
and the old timey stuff and the acting and everything that was, went behind it, and like going back to rewatch it improved my thought of them a little bit. But the last episode just, I'm not trying to like write the whole season off because of the last episode and me not liking it. So I felt like overall a 9. I just let's talk about the first. There was 2, end credit scenes. Let's talk about the scroll
Okay.
ones, right? So I don't know. I'm not like the biggest comic book MCU guy. Like I know the basics, whatever, but I'm not that deep into it. But I'm vaguely aware of the scrolls
Yeah.
being like this big bad of the universe and like Secret Wars.
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's called the
and-
Secret Wars, and they ended up like infiltrating like the Avengers.
Right.
Like they kidnapped like it was even in one of the cartoons that you could watch on Disney Plus, one of the Avengers cartoons, where like all of a sudden like Captain America starts doing shady shit, and he ends up being like a Skrull.
You're right.
And like they had kidnapped the real Steve Rogers and put a Skrull in his place. So like they could go back and like
Speculation. This is just
yeah.
speculation.
So they could go back to like other movies and be like, "Oh, the Skrull were involved in this,
see-
and it's been the secret invasion." And
I see. That's what I kind of.
But they're
get. At the
also-
same time, I don't like that because it's like, you're kind of like invalidating
Yeah.
things that already happened, and
Yeah.
at any moment now you could change the story because
Yeah.
it was really a
People don't
scroll
like it,
all
yeah.
along. And I guess that could make for a interesting plot line, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a little speculation here on that.
that
last end
that
credits
too.
scene.
But that they're gonna eventually head towards a secret invasion with the Skrull and stuff. But
they were
so-
they were in Spider-Man too. No
yeah,
spoiler, sorry.
and they were also in Captain Marvel.
They were a main.
So-
yeah.
But that's the thing. Like the Skrull that were in Captain Marvel were kind of like good guys almost.
Yes. Yeah.
You know,
I think his name was Talos. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but
So,
yeah, he
but
was
they-
like the leader of them.
But
He was a good
I
guy.
need to rewatch Captain Marvel. I only watched it twice. Is like, was there a clear defining like good Skrull, bad Skrull?
I don't remember. I
See,
only
that's
watched it
the
once,
thing,
and I
you know what I
didn't
mean?
really like it that much.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. Like, I don't know if they've announced that there's like a bad Skrull yet. Like, we might just be seeing like good Skrull.
True. It's also been 20 years since
Yes.
Captain Marvel. The Skrulls'
Well, see,
motivations, things. could
That's the
change
thing. The Skrull have been around for 20 years, 25 years. Because remember, it's 5 years.
after Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
right.
So from Captain,
Sure,
they've been there from Captain Marvel to the end of Endgame
Mm-hmm.
when Thanos, when they finally beat him and
Right.
shit. So they've been in society for 20 years. They could be anywhere.
Yeah,
They're
think the next
shapeshifters.
Captain-
They're the easiest to.
Yeah, the next Captain Marvel movie will probably expand on
Yeah.
it more. All right.
Marie Rambo fully fucking.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
That was cool.
She had a pretty cool power. That looked pretty cool.
Let's speculate on the little bit of. I thought this was going to give us concrete
X-Men.
X-Men shit,
Yeah.
right? But it didn't.
Yeah.
Although I felt like Marie Rambo going in and out of the
Mutated.
thing was becoming a mutant because they were
Yeah.
saying your cells are changing.
Yeah.
What are cells changing? That's mutation, right? So I guess you could say like she's an X-Men or she might be an X-Men
Yeah.
at some point. But I really thought that this
Or maybe the Book of the Damned is how she learns to make the X-Men.
or bring them in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, but there's still like so much that could take place because if this is just season 1, it's a blip. Like next season might like be leading up to the Doctor Strange movie where, and we might be. Doctor Strange might bring in like X-Men or something like
it is called.
it
the
might
Multiverse of
all
Madness.
it might all come together and look really solid at one point.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
Yeah. It reminds me kind of Game of Thrones. In the beginning, you wanted to
Yeah.
know everything that was going to happen,
Yeah.
but you had to wait years.
This is
to...
this is the kickoff to Phase 4.
right.
So, well,
No, not
no,
really. Right.
I think Black Widow might be.
It's weird. The whole kickoff
Yeah.
of the next phase was kind
Yeah.
of like in limbo.
Well, Phase 4 is a prequel of Black Widow.
True.
So
True.
I don't think it's going to have
No,
anything.
Black Widow's a prequel to Phase 4, right? Because Black Widow's dead now in the
You're
next.
right, but I think this was when Black Widow and Hawkeye were coming up together.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is a prequel
Before
to
the even first Avengers movie
right.
and stuff.
Exactly. So Phase 4 is now after Endgame and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We
We'll
got
see what
Spider-Man
happens.
coming. We got
That's
Doctor
gonna be
Strange.
cool.
We got Captain Winter Soldier. Thought they were gonna maybe make an appearance in the last episode and do something cool.
But now we'll be doing another one of these eventually because in 2 weeks, Falcon and Winter Soldier come out to Disney.
We'll be doing some reviews.
We were talking last night. Every week, Disney's basically going to be releasing one of these, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. I got to say.
You know, I prefer. Let's talk about that. Do you prefer the release an entire season and one shot, and then you could just binge the whole thing in one night, or do you prefer the 1 week at a time?
It doesn't matter to me because if I really like a show, I won't binge it. I'll savor it, and I'll even if like. Too. Even like, so when I was telling you about the Alone show, there's like 8 seasons out of it. I only watched that like maybe once or twice during the week, and then I'll like binge like 3-4 episodes on the weekend, and then savor more of it.
Yeah.
So like, I'm fine with once a week coming out, but like I also have the discipline to only watch like one a week.
I agree, but I agree, but not everybody does. I feel like it's better for shows, especially shows like this.
Yeah.
To release one at a time because number one, then it becomes a social event, right? I could text you and be like, "Yo, did you see this week's episode? It was awesome. What do you think's gonna happen?" You could go to work and sit around the water cooler, or
there's a value to being able to talk about it every week.
There's a social aspect, like Game of Thrones. There was a social aspect to it every week. At the end of the week, you go on Monday and be like, "Yo, you saw that episode? It was crazy." You know, when you put out a whole season. You could binge. You could be like, "Yes, thank God, I don't have to wait a week." But at the same time, it's kind of it's like
it's over.
It's like cheap, you know.
It's over.
It's like eating fast food. You're like, "Wow, this is great." And then you feel terrible.
But it's the
after.
same thing, though. It's essentially the same thing, though. When the Avengers movie came out, like, but we also had to build up to the Avengers.
It's different though. It's a movie. A movie and TV. An Avengers movie is 3 hours. A TV show is like 9 hours overall.
True.
Know? So, yep, that's it.
Yeah, we're good. So
check it out. Check out WandaVision if you didn't see it. I don't know why you'd have watched our review by now.
Yeah.
But
Doom Nation, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow us on all major social media platforms. And remember, we are doing the PS5 Digital Edition raffle. We still have multiple, and we open.
We need more entries.
More people, please. Yes.
If we're gonna reach the 30 that we need way more entries.
So, guys, $50. All you have to do is follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and you get a chance to win a PS5. So make sure you check us out and subscribe.
Yes, it ends on March 31st.
Yes.
And today it is March 8th.
Yes.
So check it out. You can win a PlayStation, and that's it.
Cool.
Later.
Bye, guys.